Welcome to Get Hired Now. Hi, I'm Al Smith, co-author of the Amazon best-selling book, Hired: Paths to Employment in the Social Media Era. And this is part 4 of our series on handling and preparing for typical interview questions that you might get in your interview situations. And what we're going to do is offer 5 suggestions on how to handle. Then the one we're going to do now could be one of the toughest. Why did you leave your last position? Now, here are a couple things that you really don't want to say. You know, I had some issues with my expense reports and I got the boot. Or I failed a drug test. If it doesn't need to be said, don't say it. But you have to prepare for these in advance. You can't just run it off the cuff. Now, what if you were in a downsizing? You need to be able to handle that one. Were you the only person that got downsized, or were you one of many? So here's one way to handle it. Unfortunately, I was one of many who lost their jobs in a reorganization, but I received glowing recommendations from my boss. How about if you were fired for cause? This is your opportunity to tell your version of what happened, but never, ever lie. Ask Brian Williams about that. But you want to share what you've learned from the experience, and above all, assure them that whatever it was won't happen again. So here's an example. A coworker and I had a disagreement, and I used some inappropriate language through the company email system, and it cost me my job. I was wrong for how I reacted, and it taught me a valuable lesson. Think first, and it won't ever, ever happen again. Well, what if you've been out of a job for a while based on extenuating circumstances? You can handle it this way, possibly. There was a very serious illness in my family, and I was the only member who could step up to the plate and step back professionally. That situation has reached its conclusion, so I'm returning to the workplace and hope to bring my history of professional success to your team. Whatever it is, you need to think really carefully about how to handle the possible question that you're being asked. Well, what about something else that you wanted to leave? You were sought out for a company that appeared to have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at a startup. Unfortunately, they were underfunded with an unsustainable burn rate. So a company with a great idea went belly up, so that's why I'm back in the job market. Let's review these 5 hints to Hired for the question, why did you leave your last position? First, if it doesn't need to be said, don't say it. Learn how to prepare for the situation if you were downsized, if you were let go for cause, if there were extenuating circumstances like something happening in the family, or if you left by choice. If you do this, you convey what we call the 3 H's of job search. That you have higher ability, that you can do the job, that you're hungry for that position, and that you show your humanity. You want to be a real person in the eyes of a hiring manager. And if you do these things, you will get hired now. If you want the book, Hired: Paths to Employment in the Social Media Era, go to www.hiredthebook.com and you can get a signed and inscribed version. If you'd rather go to Amazon, fine. You can get either the e-version or the paperback, but in any other case, what we want you to do is to get hired now.